I'm taking the strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Gotcha. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 182 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your host, Kam.
I'm your host, Flowz.
And as always, guys, before we kick off the episode, my usual housekeeping message, please head to our Instagram page, the SZN Podcast, and our Twitter page is SZN Pod. We're available on all streaming platforms. There's a link in the bio, and both those links will take you directly to where we are streaming-wise. So, yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube as well. It's all there for you guys. Please give us a follow, like, subscribe, and yeah, keep rocking with us. Flowz, here we are another week.
Yeah, bro.
It's another day full of sport, bro. But we're here to talk about boxing, the sport that's not letting us down right now. Other sports letting us down, but boxing at the moment has got us. So let's talk boxing, Flowz. I think it's two main talking points this week, right, Flowz? So two main cards. We had one in America on the Thursday, and then we had the card in the UK yesterday. I can't lie, Flowz. It's been the talk of the week, really, for the last couple of days, because on the Thursday, I want to go straight over to America, Flowz, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
I want to get the big talking points out of the way. It's the Teofimo versus Jermaine Ortiz card, which was actually a very good card, to be honest, Flowz, in terms of the boxers that are on there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, let's just discuss the main event first, I guess, get straight into it. And then we can also shout out to the couple of guys on the undercard who we do like and also churned out really good performances. But Flowz, this was on Thursday. Obviously, we spoke about this last week in earnest about how, well, your words, Flowz, was, I don't care if you're fighting on the Thursday, you're not a draw. I don't care what it is, where you are, who you are. If you have to fight on the Thursday in Vegas, you are not a draw.
Yeah. Yes.
So Teofimo, as we said, is getting a Shakur Stevenson treatment because Shakur was the first one on Top Rank who we saw getting the Thursday night treatment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And now it's Teofimo. We said it's going to be a tricky fight for him because Jermaine Ortiz is a tricky fighter, tricky opponent, very good opponent that we both rate. I didn't stay up to watch the fight, Flowz, obviously work for the next day and whatnot. But obviously, I've woken up and I've sort of situated myself and whatnot. I've gone on and said, oh, Teofimo fight. Gone to check it, Flowz. And already I'm seeing just a mixed bag. I'll tell you what, because I think the first tweet that I put on the timeline, Flowz, was Terence Crawford's tweet, where he's going at him. He said, this is why you should focus. This is why you spent all that time talking crap at me. And now you lost or whatever. I said, no, not again. So I didn't know the result.
Yeah.
I'm there thinking, crap, he's lost. Obviously, I've then gone to checking whatever. I'm seeing, oh no, he won. So really, I already put two and two together. I said, oh, peak. That must mean it's a bad performance. I'm looking at the hashtag. I'm seeing the rest of the tweets. And the first couple are there saying, robbery, Teofimo got gifted again, this, that. But then I'm carrying on scrolling, Flowz, and I'm still seeing tweets where it's the other side of the thing saying, Jermaine Ortiz didn't come to fight. You can't win fights by not throwing punches. Teofimo won that. He was the only one engaging. So it was a real mixed bag, Flowz, that I was seeing, a mixed reaction. Some people were saying that Teofimo got comprehensively outboxed. Other people were saying that he, as the aggressor, deserved to win because Ortiz was running the whole fight. So I said, boy. But for me, Flowz, with Teofimo and what we've seen of him in his career so far, Flowz, and what he's been prone to do, the fact that it was such a up in the air sort of result and fight, to me, wasn't good. Because you want Teofimo, right, to make statements, right, Flowz, and to look the part and just to perform how we expect it to perform. But the critique I have of him is it's happened too frequently, Flowz, where he might be having an off night, or we'll delve into it. It might not even be an off night, Flowz. We could be seeing Teofimo's kryptonite right in the flesh, Flowz. A certain style of fighter clearly is giving him hell.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I haven't watched the fight, Flowz. It's funny. I have critiques of both fighters, Flowz, and I see both sides in terms of what people were saying.
Yeah.
My issue, if I start with Teofimo, Flowz, if I'm being honest, the first couple of rounds, I'm seeing this guy get outboxed comprehensively by Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz is cold, Flowz. We've said it before. I'm watching this guy thinking, yeah, he's so good. The footwork, the elusive movement flows, the jab, the counter shots, the speed. Really, really good. And Teofimo was really struggling, Flowz. However, my gripe with Jermaine Ortiz in his performances, his performance in this fight was, as the fight has progressed, he's still doing all that nice elusive stuff and being hard to hit and whatnot on the back foot. But he's not letting his hands go, Flowz. And that's what was annoying me, because you've created the opening from your good movement and good work here, Flowz. Now punish him. Throw the hands. And to me, the output was slowing. He said he wasn't really throwing his hands toward as the fight progressed, where he could have and really pressed the occasion. And this was letting, even though he was making Teofimo still look a bit silly in the missing and whatnot, Teofimo was still catching him on the occasion and whatnot. So by being so passive, Flowz, when the opportunity to counter is there, it's making him lose rounds to me, Flowz. Even though he's still doing the great defensive work, he should be doing more by throwing his hands more. The issue I have with Teofimo is, Flowz, bro, please learn how to cut off a ring. Because it's happening too frequently now, where you're struggling to cut off a ring and you're getting frustrated and you're relying on, let me just load up on a big shot because I know I can hurt him if I hit him hard.
Yeah.
That's not going to cut at this level, Flowz, against elite opposition. We saw what you did with Lomachenko. You can do it. We've seen it. You can do it. You can fight behind the jab. Flowz, Teofimo gave up on the jab and just started throwing that quick. We've seen it, and like I said, it's frustrating because you've seen him employ and be disciplined behind the jab before. So that was my critique with Teofimo. Overall, Flowz, if I'm being honest and trying to score it, I gave it to Teofimo just about Flowz, but it wasn't really much in it, and it wasn't a great. There was a lot of rounds. The crowd was booing in certain rounds because obviously Ortiz is there just backing off all the time and making him miss, and Teofimo wasn't really able to land clean. But at the same time, Ortiz isn't throwing back at the same time, so it's like who won that? Literally, no one's really landed this round. Whoever lands a big shot now can take the round, but that big shot wasn't coming or whatnot. Yeah. To me, Teofimo landed the better shots, Flowz, overall, even though I feel like if Ortiz had carried on what he was doing in the early rounds, because he was countering Teofimo and landing, he would have won that fight. I would have given it to him comfortably. But when the middle portions, when his output slowed down and he wasn't really throwing, he was still making him miss, that let me down, Flowz, and that's why I felt like Teofimo crept back into it. But even then, it wasn't a great performance from Teofimo overall, and he really struggled.
Okay.
Go on.
For me,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's I don't mind fights where it's a chess match as such. I don't really mind it, but after knowing the result and watching it back, it was boring. It's all I can say.
I'll be honest. I didn't enjoy watching that fight at all. I like chess matches sometimes, but I didn't enjoy it.
It doesn't. After knowing the result and knowing how the fight played out, having to watch it back, it's not one that's exciting to watch back. I wouldn't be watching it back. Let's put it that way. I hear your points regarding the critiques for both fighters. I agree with you. I believe Ortiz was making Teofimo miss, but wasn't punishing him when he made him miss. He was more content not to get hit than to hit in certain portions. There were spots for him to let his hands go.
Yeah.
But he fought to a game plan and he stuck to the game plan. But I feel like, especially in a championship fight, when you make a miss, you have to make him pay. You got to make him pay. You got to punish them in those spots. Now, I did think Ortiz boxed well. There was even portions where Teofimo would get frustrated, show his frustration, beckon him in, and Ortiz will come in and let his hands go and piece up Lopez at points. I was like, you see, that's the way you got to capitalize. When you make him miss, punish him like that. Don't just wait for him to show his frustrations and beckon you in, and then you throw hands. And I have criticism of Lopez as well. I feel like, once again, you see someone's moving, you see someone's trying to avoid you, and you're headhunting. Go to the body, started. I think later on he started to a bit more, but you do that early on. But he was always looking for headshots. He was always looking to land power shots. If you stay patient, because I'm thinking about other boxers where people avoid them, like Beterbievs and all these, they break you down. And he should be looking to break down
But
Ortiz, cutting off the ring, going to the body, hitting him hard to the body.
thank you. Thanks for mentioning that, Flowz, because the key thing those guys do is they cut off the ring really well. Yeah.
And obviously, credit to Ortiz as well. He was moving left and right. He wasn't circling in one way. He started off in the southpaw stance and was moving left and right. And yeah, people say it's running. People say it's boxing. You got to deal with it. Teofimo, it's on you to deal with it.
Yeah.
This is a puzzle that you have to solve, and he weren't solving it. He was walking forward, just following him.
Yeah.
Just not cutting off the ring, following him, not getting to the body, focused on landing his jab over Ortiz's by knocking his hands down. You see him kept trying to knock his hand down and land his shot or land the big shot. For me, in scoring it, I gave it to Ortiz. I thought Ortiz, while it was hard to score because neither of them were throwing much, neither of them were landing much, let me be honest. I even think Ortiz was throwing more and landing more. That's why I gave it to him. The portions where there's some clear-cut rounds to Teofimo, there were some close rounds which could go either way. I'm not even fussed about the result, really. If it was a draw call, if it was Teofimo call, I think one judge had it scored wide, which was obviously annoying. I think he had a wide in favour, which I don't see.
Yeah.
I think it was a close fight.
Yeah.
But I gave it to Ortiz. But at the same time, you've got to rip the belt off. We know boxing, maybe it shouldn't be like that, but you've got to rip the belt off the champion. You've got to do enough. So I knew he wasn't going to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I guess disappointing for both fighters.
Yeah.
Flowz,
I was very frustrated with both guys because I'm watching Ortiz be cold in the boxing. Just to add as well, everyone calling it running. I not once in my mind or online when I was looking at it, to me it wasn't running. He wasn't running. That's not running. He was using his movement and boxing really, really well. Again, watching him do that and create openings with his movement and his good defensive work, you have to make them pay. Flowz, it's imperative. You have to make them pay. The opportunity is there to get, and I'm there shouting like, "Oh, counter!" Like, and he's not doing it, and it was frustrating the life out of me because it's like you're potentially giving away rounds because you're creating an opening and not using that to land and completely outland Teofimo in these rounds, right? And I think from what I remember, the punch stats were in terms of punches landed, they were pretty much bang on the same for both guys. I think it was.
Yeah, very close.
So there was barely anything to. I think maybe there's barely anything to separate them in terms of the punch stats. I learned towards, I guess, because Teofimo did, I guess, the more hurtful work and whatnot. I think there was one round in round 4 where Teofimo landed really well, and you could see Ortiz didn't like it. I think that's the round where he started to become even more like on, I'm not going to take any more risks, kind of, and just really trying to avoid getting hit here.
I remember that round. Round 4 is the round.
It was against the ropes. Yeah.
I think Ortiz, the Lopez was winning the round.
Yeah.
And then Lopez beckoned him into the corner. And that's when Ortiz went crazy on him.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the round.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you might have lost the round there, Lopez, just because of that. I remember thinking Lopez has won this round, but because of that, I don't know anymore. But yeah.
A lot of those shots were blocked, but yeah, that was like the most engaged defensively we saw Ortiz that fight, really, because that's in that moment where you had him against the corner and he went crazy. But yeah, with I guess Teofimo landed the better shots overall in the fight, which is why I swayed towards him. But it was, like I said, it wasn't a fun fight to watch or score for those because of just the lack of quality shots really overall being landed by both guys. And yeah, just getting super frustrated at Teofimo because it's like you've given up on the jab already and you're literally following this guy in a direction he goes. That's not educated boxing. That's not, cut off the ring. Show that you're a class above. Yeah, I mean, look, we knew Ortiz was going to be a potential banana skin opponent. And he can make guys look silly. Quality guys. Clearly a good fighter. Very, very good fighter. And I do want to see more of Ortiz. I keep saying this, but I just need him for him going forward, at least knows in these kind of fights, you have to let your hands go more and you have to really separate yourself from the other guy If you're gonna make them miss, that's great. But you have to capitalize and go crazy on them when you do that and counter well. So yeah, I think for me as well, let's get on to just the whole I mentioned earlier, Flowz. Teofimo, Kryptonite, and whatnot, because this has happened before, as we know, Flowz.
Wait.
And
Before
now,
we get that,
okay, go on.
Wait, robbery or not? Because people say robbery.
The 117, 111 scorecard was egregious. I think it was 117, 111, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very egregious score. I think the other two are 115, 113, right?
It was. I think they were closer.
Yeah, a lot closer.
It was a UD. Yeah, it was a UD.
Yeah, it was a UD. But I think the other two closest were like around apart or whatever. That 117, 111 scorecard was egregious. That was shocking. I can see why people were angry at that. It's not a. I had Teofimo winning, so
yeah, true.
It's not a robbery to me. I think that scorecard itself is shocking. That's an awful scorecard. But to me, yeah, another close, very, very close fight, razor thin fight. I can't call it robbery personally. I just think that scorecards need to be checked out.
Yeah, I'll agree with you.
Robbery for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No robbery. Close fight. Well, I saw people saying robbery, so I was like, damn, let me watch it back.
Yeah.
But I did have Ortiz winning, but I wouldn't be mad.
I think Ortiz's fight against Lomachenko, that was more convincing to me than this one, in terms of if I'm giving it to, let's say I'm giving it to Ortiz. That Lomachenko performance to me was better than this performance here. And I came on a Lomachenko performance thinking, yo, I think it's justified that you give this to Ortiz, you know? And obviously it didn't go his way. We know why, but yeah. Whereas this one, I personally felt that Teofimo got it. But yeah, it's just more because, like I said, Lopez, Ortiz should have done more. He really should have punished this guy, man. He really should have, man. He had the openings all there for him. And he wouldn't have hurt him. I don't think he gets power enough to hurt him, but still scoring shots and still at least putting a separation between, look, I've landed this X amount of punches compared to him this round, purely because I took opportunities to counter him. Whereas I think, like I said, like you said, Flowz, he was more content in not getting hit in portions and taking that risk. Probably because Teofimo is a very good counter puncher himself, and he can hurt him. So he's probably worried about that. And yeah, I think he was just too. It's good to follow a game plan, Flowz, and the game plan was clearly working, but you've got to see it through. You've got to see it through, man. Especially in a championship fight, you really have to go for it. But yeah, as I was saying, Flowz, Teofimo, Kryptonite, movers, because Sandor Martin gave this guy hell on earth, Flowz. The infamous "Have I Still Got It" came from the Sandor Martin fight. Sandor Martin, exactly like Jermaine Ortiz, but the same sort of mold, right? Stylistically, boxes and moves, very, very good mover. Not the biggest puncher, but will, make you look silly offensively with his defensive work, counter you, all that kind of stuff. And Sandor Martin, unlike Ortiz, to me, Flowz, he was taking his opportunities to counter. He was really going for it. So yeah. Based on that now, Flowz, do you think it's fair to say that Teofimo struggles against this style of boxer? Someone who is very good with their movement, very good on their feet, can pivot really well, counter punch, fight on the back foot.
Yeah, anyone who's being patient, anyone who's being patient, anyone who's not rushing their work, anyone who's fighting to not get hit and to stick to the jab and box and move. Anyone
that won't sit in the pocket with him and be in there center ring with him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He just struggles. And I think he struggles more so where he's expected to win. I think that's the main thing with him, where he's expected to win.
Yeah.
He struggles because we've seen him be the boxer. We've seen him be, like you said, against Lomachenko, be the boxer, be the patient one.
Yeah.
And then we've seen him. Yeah, I don't know. It's a few fights now where he hasn't looked good, so people know the blueprint, I guess. Now
he's a bit of an enigma, isn't he, Flowz? Because he clearly is on. Like I said, Flowz. For me, Teofimo, when he's on it, is the most fun to watch. Like I really enjoy watching him work when he's on it. But it's you can't ignore the signs for it, Flowz, and it's clear to me, Flowz, that this guy has an issue with one, the type of opponent, stylistically, but also the nature of the fight. If it's a big fight, Flowz, where he is probably most likely going to be an underdog, Flowz, we're going to get the best Teofimo, most likely. Whereas, as you said, Flowz, if it's a fight where he's expected to do well and win convincingly, he can't get himself up for it, Flowz. It might be a motivational thing as well. The big fights really get this guy going. The not so big fights, he feels like he can just rely on natural athletic ability, for example, Flowz, or just coast through to win. That could be it, Flowz. And unfortunately, Teo, not every fight is going to be a big fight. That's just the name of the game, nature of the game. You're not going to have a Lomachenko and Josh Taylor every single time. You're going to get Kam Flowz's, you're going to get Jermaine Ortiz's, you're going to get Sandor Martin. You have to navigate those, and I guess he found a way to win. So, okay, credit to him. He did find it well. He got the result anyways. But we've seen him also not get the result, Flowz, in a George Kambosos. So he has to do better there for me, Flowz. He really does.
You said it last episode. You've said it time and time again. Stop focusing on future fights, man.
Yeah.
Stop calling out people when you've got an opponent right in front of you.
Why on earth are you drawing at Crawford for? Why?
Going back and forth with Crawford. Whole different weight class to you, man.
Brother, two whole weight classes above it.
Two. He's looking up. You're where you are, and you're going back and forth. Yeah. And every time he does that is where he struggles. It's every single time.
Every time, Flowz, you're right.
Every single time he's going back and forth, talking about moving up to fight someone, talking about this and that. He drops a stinker. So yeah, and this was a stinker. Unfortunately, he won. He got away with it, but it's another stinker to the list. Yeah, it's damning. And I don't even know where Brucey scared heads at with the post-fight interview.
that post-fight interview was a bit mad, Flowz. Yeah, man. He obviously critiqued Ortiz for running. He then what he said. So that's why he ended his tirade, like, oh yes, with a Christian message or something like that. Flowz. It was all over the place again.
humans, listen. Human race, listen.
I don't know, Flowz. He can be like that though, as we know, Flowz. But I think his head was hot again.
Yeah, they were bringing him.
I think it's one of the ones where he's someone. Yeah, when his head's hot, he just blurts out whatever comes to his mind. Just like the whole, have I still got it? That was a head hot moment, Flowz. His head was hot.
This one was funny.
Yeah.
You gotta be wrong.
You got to move up, brother.
He was playing with the judges. He was playing with the
yeah. He's someone when his head's hot, Flowz, he can't even he can't even control his emotions. It's funny, Flowz, because got me thinking again. Obviously, with the Haney situation, obviously that's the fight I want the most, and these are the two key guys I think for me in this division. Because like I said, when I focus Teofimo for me, Flowz, I think I said it before in this pod that I focus Teofimo for me beats more or less everyone if he's on form, if he's on point or whatever. He's really hard to beat. But we've seen Haney, who comes with a myriad of styles, right, Flowz? Haney can sit in the pocket with you, but Haney is a very smart boxer. He can do the whole boxing move thing as well. If they fight and Haney's on that boxing move, Teofimo's got no chance. I think that Haney takes out all day. If Haney likes to sit and fight with him, I give more of a chance to Teofimo if that happens. But I don't think. Well, then I don't know what Haney would do, but because I didn't think he would sit in the pocket with Regis and he went and beat him up. So Haney might do that. So I don't know. But Haney is to me is number one at 140. At this moment in time, that particular you only go to your last performance, and that Teofimo performance wasn't great, Flowz. But yeah, I'm still super eager to see that fight. That's still the fight I want to see the most at 140 for sure.
Yeah, that's a good fight. I don't know what's next for Teofimo.
Yeah.
But it's got to be something in that division.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah. It should be unification, Flowz. Yeah, we talk about Haney because he's got something coming up, but yeah.
What's his name? Matthias
is there, yep.
Yeah, I think that's because they were supposed to make that fight happen, I believe, or at some point, but Yeah, so that'll be a good fight.
Or because to be fair, because everyone else has got in the interim, Haney's got an opponent now.
Yeah,
Rolly's got a fight coming up. Matthias is there chilling, I think. So if they want to make that. And funny enough, that could be a point. The Matthias fight, we might actually see a very good Teofimo performance. He's that kind of guy. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see him cook Matthias, if that's the case. So we'll see. But not his best performance, but he got his gift. So
and Ortiz can come again.
I want to see him again. He's really good, Flowz. He just needs to be positive once he creates those openings for me, and then that's him.
Look, he fights a good game plan. These are 2 fights where he's been underdog, and he could have come away with the decision. So
facts.
And then he fought 2 different styles in those fights. He was more aggressive against Lomachenko. Didn't allow him to get off his angles, steps to him. But Lomachenko is maybe smaller. But I want to see him again. I hope he gets another title shot. I think he could be a world champion.
I think so too. Yeah.
Just it's a hot division like that, so it's peak.
And a lot of money fights are available. So naturally, if you don't rip the title like you say, Flowz, it's liable. You're not going to get the decision, which is long. Unfortunately, it is what it is.
But I'd like to see him again for sure.
Let's touch on the undercard, Flowz, because some very good fighters on the card, guys that we've mentioned, guys who are on our prospect list. Keyshawn Davis, churned out a career best performance, I guess, against an ex-champion, ex-world, world level fighter in Jose Pedraza. Blew him out there in 6 rounds, Flowz. And honestly, Flowz, it was a superb performance from Keyshawn. He destroyed Pedraza. And you probably say this is over the hill Pedraza. It's been a long time, and this is obviously, remember, Pedraza is the guy that shot Tank to superstardom when Tank had that amazing performance against him. But Pedraza, like I said, been a world level operator for a long time, champion before, good fighter, and Keyshawn took him apart, Flowz. Really, really enjoyed that Keyshawn performance. I don't know if you saw it, but what do you make of his performance, Flowz?
Yeah, great performance. Super, super positive. I agree. It's definitely a pass to Pedraza, but it's on him to make a statement, and he certainly did. Got him out of there. Good name on his resume. Looking forward to him being active again, because obviously he had the little ban he had or whatever.
His post-fight, he said what he said. Did he say, "Thank God for helping me get over his weed addiction" or something like that?
He's funny. He's pre-fight, I slapped up all the interviews he was involved in. Him and Teofimo enjoying at each other, going back and forth as well.
I'm confused, but you know what? Flowz, what do you make of it? Because obviously after the fight, Keyshawn's, he has this, you see it in his eyes, he just switches. He was looking down, somber and stuff, chilled, and then it's like his eye twitches. He goes, he starts going to Teofimo and says, "Yeah, man, calling you out, blah, blah." On air, calling out Teofimo, saying he wants that fight next. Let's get it on. You're scared of me, this, that, blah, blah. What do you make of their little beef, Flowz? Because for me, it's like, come on, Keyshawn, focus on 135. Teofimo's at 140. It's too soon for you, that kind of stuff. But Keyshawn's he's a loose cannon, so I'm not surprised he's calling him out. He was calling out Adam Azim randomly. So he's funny guy, man.
At the press conference, I don't know what was going on, but you saw their little exchange. He was like, "What made you say? What made you say my name?" And that little viral movement, them going back and forth. I don't know. They're both of them, the 2 of them, Teofimo and Keyshawn, are both. There's something wrong with them. But it's all entertainment. After the Teofimo fight, he was enjoying that Keyshawn on the sideline as well. It's not going to happen next. That's why we haven't outlined it, because it's not 2 different divisions once again. But down the line, look, these guys can all mix it in.
They're all going to end up in the same division at some point anyway. So
But for now, look, I guess Keyshawn's doing what he's meant to do. He's meant to say all these fighters' names, but he's still less than 10 fights in, or 10 fights in or so.
I think that's his 12th fight now, maybe. Yeah,
you got a long way to go, bro. But
long way.
He'll get there. You just got to stay active this year. Avoid any bans. But
he's doing all right. He's doing the right thing, Keyshawn. Just keep winning. A title shot probably will come sooner for him rather than later. Because if he's really at the Pedraza level now, well, like I said, the old Pedraza, but it's like I said, folks, it's only up now. So probably pick off a few more ex-world level competitors or, former titleists or whatnot before he gets that shot at a belt. But it's loading for him. It's definitely loading for him, for sure. And lastly, about this Kam Flowz, Abdullah Mason, man. It's my guy, Flowz. I picked him out last year. He's really setting the boxing with a light, Flowz. Another wonderful performance. Potential knockout of the year candidate already. Devastating performance, Flowz. Did you see the stoppage?
Yeah.
Dirty. And he was cooking him like that the whole fight, Flowz. The whole fight. This kid is special. And you're seeing a lot of man run to him as well, Flowz. A lot of people, obviously Shakur's a big fan of him. I saw Ryan Garcia tweet say, I can't lie. I'll be honest. This kid's the future. He said, I'm not gonna lie, he's the future. Like a lot of people are starting to, lock onto Abdullah Mason. He's special. He's only 19, Flowz.
Yeah.
And I think he's 11 fights in or whatnot. Serious
active as
prospect.
well. He didn't fight
very
too long
active.
ago. So
Yeah,
just keep
super
being
active,
man.
Yeah,
That's the best thing
close. He's next up. He's at 130. Like I said, these two divisions are stacked. He's looking like he's next up for sure. Like he's looking real nice. So
another Ohio native, isn't he?
He's from Ohio. Yeah.
We know what they produce.
Yeah, they produce greats. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, good card. Nice little top rank card. Shame on the Thursday, but as you said, Flowz, you're just not a draw, unfortunately.
And that's not even a crash at him. Like, look, we said there's no real pay-per-view stars. There's pay-per-view fights. There's a few, and that's just a big fight. That's not a Saturday. Yeah. So all these man, you want to try and make themselves the A side and this and that. You might need to come together to make these fights happen. Yeah, and you won't fight on a Thursday.
Yeah. Okay, let's move to the UK, Flowz. Hamza Sheeraz headlined the card against Liam Williams. Two main fights I want to touch upon this card, Flowz. Let's start with the return of Anthony Yarde, shall we, Flowz? Because I watched this fight, Flowz, and I was laughing. Because it's only Yarde we see this, Flowz. Where do they find these guys for Yarde? No, Flowz, where do they find these opponents for Anthony Yarde?
Oh, man. I'm sure, but I think bro had an undefeated record, actually. Or something.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
So it wasn't that good.
No, he wasn't. He definitely wasn't. I went to check because the way what I was seeing that ring, record? I said, "There's no way this guy could be undefeated."
I never checked. Someone was telling me, "Oh yeah, I thought this guy was good."
so Yarde was his fourth loss. So yeah, he had 3 losses prior to Yarde. 32 fights, 34 years old, Serbian. Marko Nikolic. Never heard of him in my life, but that's part and parcel with Yarde opponents that aren't world champions. Or like good domestic fighters. Flowz, I'm looking at him for the way he's even thrown. I said, this guy, get him out of here. He shouldn't even be in the ring with this guy right now. Like, what's this? Obviously, yes, you can say it's a comeback from the tough Batavia fight and whatnot. So it's a gimmick, but I feel like they found something better than this. And it's something that's systematic with all your other opponents, Flowz.
Yeah.
These random Europeans, Eastern Europeans.
Picked on the last week of fight week.
Every single time, it's the last week of fight week, Flowz. Because when we discussed this last week, Flowz, he didn't have an opponent. We knew he was going to be on the card, but the opponent wasn't announced.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they'd be finding these guys for Anthony Yarde, for him to blow out his record. But it was what you expected. Yarde cooked him in 3. It was a 10-rounder, destroyed him in 3 rounds. Yeah, it was just a quick, okay, cool, I'm back. He didn't really get to show up, more stuff in his game, really, Flowz. I mean, he did a lot of body work. He battered this guy to the body. And he dropped him twice through body shots, I think it was. So, yeah, that's, I guess, fairly new. Yarde isn't really known to be a big body puncher. But the body was there for him to bang to, so he banged to the body. Yeah, this guy was food, man. This guy was food. Nothing upon it.
Yeah, it was a nothing stoppage, really. To be honest, at the end of the second round, the guy didn't look like he wanted to come back out. The guy was in his corner, shaking his head, breathing heavily. But he came out and he was swinging. He was trying to throw, but the body shot, the ref just kind of said, "Oh yeah, that's enough. You don't really want it."
I'm going to read you before Yarde, this guy's last 5 opponents, right?
Yeah.
So the fighter before Yarde, he fought someone with a record of 5-8, 5 wins, 8 losses. Then before that, a guy with 8 wins, 46 losses. Then before that, a guy with 13 wins, 0 losses. He lost that fight. Then before that, a guy with 32 wins and 47 losses. And then finally, he fought a guy of 5 wins, 16 losses. Oh, and before that, 15 wins, 0 losses. He lost that fight as well. So the only wins that he's getting is against guys with losing records. Insane opponent choice. Insane. I'm so sorry.
Beterbiev for Yarde, then Callum Smith.
Yeah.
No tune-up.
Mm-hmm.
This is Yarde's second tune-up since the Beterbiev fight.
Mm.
And it's almost a case of, look, they don't. It's like they don't want to risk Yarde against any live opponent now. Like they'll have a fight in line that okay, we want him to do this because remember it was Callum Johnson at one point.
Yes. Yep.
So they gave him food till then. Then that didn't happen. So he went. Was it Callum? Yeah, it was Callum Johnson.
Yeah.
Or was it?
Yeah, it was Johnson. It was Callum Johnson, I think.
It was Callum Johnson, but wasn't he went to fight Smith Jr. as well? And
yes.
Or was it maybe the winner fights Joe Smith Jr.? I can't remember, but
it was that. Yeah.
Those 2 fights were lined up for him. He didn't fight any. Neither of them happened, but he was fighting food still then. Fought Beterbiev, even before Kovalev was fighting food till Kovalev.
Mm-hmm.
The one time they risked him against Lyndon Arthur, he lost.
Yeah.
Ran it back, got the win. His best win, his best name on his resume to date.
Facts.
Lyndon Arthur. And now they're talking about the Buatsi fight, so they're just keeping him against live opponents right now because there's opponents you can fight there, but he's not fighting them
domestically as well. The Buatsi fight is the fight I want to see, and it should happen next at this point.
Yeah,
because if not, they're going to keep giving us Yarde versus someone from Eastern Europe every time, and I've got no business seeing it. What's the point? So might as well make the Buatsi fight now if it can be made. I think Buatsi wasn't in it. They were both. No, Buatsi was in attendance, right? They think they had that nice little back and forth. Like they interviewed both of them, didn't they? So yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're going to make next. It's a money fight.
Yeah, good.
It's a good fight, but once again, Buatsi has been fighting serious opponents, live opponents.
And disease. Yeah, you question again. It's the same question every time with Yarde before a big fight. Has the preparation been adequate enough for you to go into a fight of this magnitude? We'll see.
Look, he can hold his hand up and say, "Look, I fought Beterbiev, I fought Kovalev. I've had the preparation." He can say that. Yeah, but you're fighting them and you're getting right back down to fighting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's no in between.
There's actually zero in between.
You're fighting food. You're fighting the best. You're fighting food.
And the best.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
But we'll see. We'll see. It's a great fight. Make it happen now. Make it happen.
Cool. Main event Flowz. Hamza Sheeraz, Liam Williams. Look, Flowz. I think we rate Hamza Sheeraz, but he's on our prospect list as well.
Mm-hmm.
We both said he will win this fight. I didn't expect it to be in 1 round, Flowz. But what I saw unfold didn't surprise me. And I'm saying when I see Liam Smith get dropped by a jab, we've been known Liam Smith is cooked because if you go back and watch a Eubank fight Flowz, Eubank dropped him 5 times with a jab, more or less. So his punch resistance is gone. And what we said about William Williams is you're a pressure fighter. You can't be a pressure fighter with a weak chin because he's aggressive. He steps forward to you. But so as a pressure fighter, you're going to take some shots. So if jabs are putting you down, call it a day. I actually thought that after the Eubank fight Flowz, Liam Smith would call it a day. Sorry, not Liam Smith, William Williams. William Williams would call it a day. But here he is, Flowz, gets Hamza Sheeraz. I think it's fair to say, Flowz, that I believe Liam Williams now calls it a day because he was blown out of there in 1 round, dropped by a jab the first time, put down again. I can't remember the second knockdown, what the shot was like, Flowz. I know, help me out if you remember it.
Was he knocked out 3 times or twice?
Oh,
I think. We might have got wobbled. It might be 3.
I feel like it was okay.
Yeah, it was 3. I think it was 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember the second one. I think it might have been overhand, right?
I feel like one of them might have been an uppercut as well. Flowz. I feel like
the final one was the uppercut.
Yeah,
Was it
okay.
the final
Yeah,
one that was
okay.
the uppercut?
Yeah, I think it was that one. Yeah.
Or did the ref stop him standing on his feet? But did he actually go down?
No. He was on his feet, and then the corner, the towel there.
Yeah,
That's
so
when
I
the
think
ref
it
jumped
was. I
in.
think maybe it was two knockdowns.
Yeah, it was two.
Yeah, and then
And he kind of tried to swing after. He was like confused, and then
yeah. It was two knockdowns. The uppercut was the second one.
yeah.
He got up and he was hurt again and wobbled back, and then the ref and the towel came in. Yeah. He's punched every time Hamza Sheeraz was landing. His legs did a little jiggle, or his head.
Stanky legging, visibly.
Yeah,
he's cooked. It's no shame. He's long career. He's cooked. Flowz, he's cooked. He was cooked for that Eubank fight.
No shame in being cooked. There's shame in being cooked, bro.
How old is he even? I swear he's not even that old.
He's not that old.
Oh, he might be old, I guess.
No, I don't think he's that old though.
No, I swear he's like 31.
Yeah, but he's like that old. That's younger than Yarde. He's younger than Yarde with them, man.
He's not that old still. He's cooked, man. Liam Wayne's is cooked. It is what it is. I thought after the Eubank performance, I was creasing for it. Remember that fight? We would say that was one of the funniest fights ever because he was there trying to get aggressive, and Eubank was just taking the piss out of him and then dropping him with jabs. So he's got no punch resistance. He's offering nothing in the game, Flowz. And now these young up and coming young bucks are smoking you on round. It's time to hang them up. We don't want to see Liam Williams again. Lovely name on the resume for Hamza Sheeraz, but he learned nothing that fight. He looked good, but he stopped him in under 3 minutes, Flowz. What can we say? What he can go out again next week. I don't think Liam Williams landed a shot. So
it's impressive though, because Liam Williams
of course,
well,
he's known for being
tough. Like, what's the name? Eubank jumps him 4 or 5 times. He still went to decision.
But Flowz, we said that Eubank let him off the hook. Eubank then started dancing.
Yeah,
Eubank could have really finished him if he wanted to, but he said he wanted to punish him.
Yeah. The thing is, he was piecing up Eubank in portions, but every time he had success.
So because
Eubank was being silly.
But because Eubank was being so silly and you knew he was so far ahead, Eubank stopped boxing. Remember, he just started they were clinching and he was just laughing. But as you said, the moment Eubank then actually said, okay, let me just throw a couple combinations, he would drop him. Yeah. So Eubank actually allowed that fight to go the distance because he was taking the piss out of him. He really could have got him out there in the first couple rounds. Flowz, I'm serious. Like Liam Williams, like I said, it's a good win, nice stoppage, but it doesn't move me because to me, Flowz, Liam Smith wasn't that live. I'd seen the Eubank performance, and to me, he was cooked food. So it's like he should, I was expecting the Hamza Sheeraz to do this in the first half of the fight. To be fair, I didn't think first round, but I was confident that he was going to beat him in under 6.
Yeah, I felt a destruction coming. I felt a destruction for Liam Williams. I halfway through that first round, I was like, "Ref, stop this one. This one's over. Stop it. Stop it." I was like, "Stop it. This guy's getting rocked, wobbled." When he dropped, I was like, "Yeah, stop it." And Hamza Sheeraz wasn't even rushing his work after the start.
No, he was taking his time. He didn't rush in. Yeah,
he didn't rush in. He didn't think, "Okay, I'm gonna finish you now." He just carried on. He was even more patient and got him out of there in the first. So Liam Williams retire. Hamza Sheeraz, the sky's the limit right now. Yeah,
he moves on. It's funny because we spoke about Hamza and what we want to see him. Potentially what next for him. We did say he could potentially be a fixture on that Matchroom versus Queensberry card against. If Felix Cash would be good, but Felix Cash has been out the ring for 2 years with an injury. Actually, I checked up on Cash, so he had hand surgery, so that's why he's been out for such a long time.
Conspiracy theories. I'll say other things. He's in the same camp as Conor Bender.
Yeah, he is. He is. Yeah.
Is that Tony Sims?
Sims. Yeah, Sims. Yeah.
People are saying yikes.
Yikes.
See something out from that. Anyways.
Yeah. For now, we'll say injury, anyways.
Yeah.
But if not Felix Cash, Amon Williams is a good shout. Flowz. I knew the way Frank was smiling when they interviewed both of them, what Frank was gonna. I knew it was coming. And when Frank snatched the right for JD, I want to see him against. First of all, he mentioned how Oh, what he's done to Liam Williams Jr. couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh, he's coming. It's coming. And he said, yeah, I'm going to see him against Junior. I think that'd be a great fight. Let's see if Junior wants it. I would love to see that fight, Flowz.
Never happened.
No, I know it's not happening. But I'm saying for me, I would love to see that fight because I think Hamza Sheeraz will be an underdog in that fight, Flowz. And I'm going to put money on underdog.
Yeah.
Me.
I'll back it.
See me? I'll back it. Oi, I think money could be made with that one, Flowz. But at the same time, you can say it's probably a bit too soon. Just a bit. Look, he's not just quite there yet. Maybe one more. I think it's cash, like I said, or an Amber Williams, and then you can say, okay, cool, Eubank come.
I think but Eubank. Those fights are risky. Eubank.
Well, you're very, very rude. Hey, man, the Eubank are under Bomac. Hey, True. We saw it. You look good, but yeah, I don't. And anyways, I just don't think Eubank, who's chasing Mr. The big names and the big fights. I don't think he's looking at little Hamza from London. So that fight to me is unrealistic, but it is a fight I would 100% like to see at some point. If it happens next, I'll be happy, but I don't think it's gonna happen next. But yeah, sure. A Cash or Amber Williams. I don't know. Maybe we say Denzel Bentley, or no? Has he moved far? Has he moved past Bentley at this point? I don't know, but yeah, but yeah, maybe, but yeah, something like that. Anyways, Cash or Williams, I like for Hamza, but he's talented. I like him, and he did what he had to do. He's tall and rangy at that weight class as well. I think he's 6'3", so he's quite rangy. He's quite he's so and he clearly hits hard. And as you said, Flowz, he was patient. I liked how patient he was. He didn't have to rush in. He knew he had his man. Just took his time to this thing. So shout out to Hamza, man. Good performance. I liked it. Tell you what's funny as well, Flowz. I only found out that him and Amir Khan had a proper beef.
I knew that. Yeah, I saw that. It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, about a year or so ago. I think they patched up now, but they were both like
back and forth.
Yeah, Khan said he would stick it on him, and then Hamza said he'd punch him in the he'll lamp you in the I'll lamp you in the face. Like that. What was killing me was because I'm there thinking, right, isn't Khan? I thought because obviously Asian, they're both Pakistani as well.
Yeah.
Boom. Khan is like the pioneer for that scene and whatnot. Hamza was there saying, I never looked up. You know what? They ever say, he's a role model or something. I never looked up to him growing up, and in terms of his personality, like, I'm not for someone who cheats on his wife and gets gets pissed all the time or whatnot. I said, right.
Yeah.
He was quick to say he was never my role model, never my goat. I said, wow. Because obviously, Adam Azim was proper close to Amir Khan.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way Hamza was talking.
I remember interviews with Khan saying he doesn't know why he's beefing him or whatnot. But
yeah.
I remember. Yeah. I don't know where it stems from. I don't know what it was about because they were never going to fight. But
yeah,
I think they patched it up, like you say.
Yeah, they have now. Yeah, they're patched up now. I see Khan bigging him up now and everything. So yeah, it's funny. But yeah, no, good performance from Hamza, Flowz. Yarde. Hopefully, we get a better opponent next time. Worth mentioning, Flowz, because we mentioned his name already. Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia seems to be set. I think that's happening in April, if I'm not mistaken. We saw the little April 20th. Yeah, okay, yeah. We saw the little WWE style promo when they met up in the casino or whatever. Ryan Garcia's a joker, Flowz, absolute joker. Bill Haney's even funnier. Flowz, when Bill launched himself at it, right? I was crying.
Oh man,
they're taking this promo thing far, aren't they?
The thing is, I don't think Devin Haney's really with all that, but Bill and Ryan, they love it. They love it.
Yeah.
Because the way Ryan was
Devin Haney's he's not really a talker. He's like obviously I know he gets active on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he's personally we'll talk and stuff, but he's more of a chilled demeanor.
Yeah.
Bill was the loudmouth. Bill was the real mouthpiece, as we see.
You ran over there. Why that way? What you want?
Oh,
man.
So funny. You know what, Flowz? I want to give Ryan Garcia credit. He doesn't need to take this fight. And for him to fight Tank and fight Haney afterwards as well, fair play, Flowz. Because he's going to lose. Oh, let's just get out of there straight away. He's not beating Devin. There's no way he's beating Devin Haney. It's too early else for him without him having get into a belt. But he's putting his reputation and his resume on the line and his record on the line to make this big fight. So I actually have to respect it. I still like Ryan Garcia. I still think he's talented, but he doesn't beat Devin Haney. It is what it is. He's not going to beat him.
Yeah, fair play. Shout him out because while on the one hand you can say he had nowhere, he talked himself into this position. He had nowhere to go. He tried to get out of it, flopped. On the other hand, Oscar De La Hoya was giving him opponents to face, and he was legit turning them down. He was legit saying, "I don't want these." Where he should have fought them. So I don't know.
He should have gone an easier route for me, but hey, if we made that fight, fair enough. You'll lose, but fair enough.
Yeah. Good fight. Let's see what happens.
Good fight, though. Good fight, yeah. And to be fair, they know each other very, very well. That's why I know there's no true beef between these two, because I think these two are actually mates. They fought 6 times in amateurs, Flowz. It's 3-3 apiece between them. So, I know this is their first time fighting the professional ranks. I think, so I'm comfortably in the Devin Haney camp for this one. I think Devin Haney is going to take this. It'll be different to what Tank did to him, though. Obviously, Devin Haney is a very different fighter to Tank. Doesn't have the same tools as Tank. But, good fight nonetheless. Fair play to both of these guys for getting on the line. All right, then, Flowz, I think we can call it a day there. Unless you have anything else to add.
No? We've covered everything.
Cool. All right, then. Well, listeners, it's been episode 182 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
As always, guys, head over to Instagram, Twitter, get us, all that good stuff. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.